Hello everyone, welcome back to Musings of Manu. And today we have a very special guest for our podcast. We have Shrishti Sharma, and she has completed her graduation from Ramjas College, University of Delhi. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have you join today on our podcast, Shrishti. Thank you so much for accepting the request, and thank you so much for being patient today. And and as far as I know you, your love for books and your passion for leadership and taking the responsibilities and going the extra mile to achieve that, it's something that always inspires me, and that's why I think this podcast is something that is going to be very special for all the listeners. They will learn a lot and they will get inspired from you, and I think I can't wait where our conversation takes us. So let's go, and we will ask Srishti. Hi Srishti, how have you been?
Have been very good. Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. And the conversation is absolutely going to be absolutely special for me because you have been in this journey with me for inspiring me, and I look up to you. And you have also helped me shaping at areas where I did not know how to do certain things. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much for being a very close friend as well, because I have known Srishti for 3 years now. We met during the Aiesec journey, and we will be talking about our Aiesec journey as well. So Srishti, could you give a brief introduction about yourself so we will know more about you?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Shrishti Sharma, and as Manu mentioned, I've graduated from Ramjas College. I'll talk about something which is a part of me that I love to speak. I love to talk and engage in discussions with like minded people. And today, here I am on one of those conversations with Manu. Apart from me, that apart from this, I think the roller coaster of life has been very engaging and very overwhelming all this while, and I have had the chance to experience a lot of things and to get a lot of love. And the one of the qualities, the leadership, is very close to my heart, and I'm very happy that I got so many opportunities to actually implement those learnings and be here today.
Absolutely. And when we talk about leadership qualities and leadership, your name is the first name that comes to my mind, because everyone should know that Srishti has led the Delhi University Literature Festival for 2 consecutive years. And she was the president, and she was actually handling everything. And when we get in touch with people and those who were being a part of that, we actually know how capable and how hardworking Srishti is. So, as I already know that you have completed your graduation in history honors, and I also know that you love reading about history and past events. So, what actually drew you to this field, to this course?
Okay. So when I was in 11th standard, so I always wanted to do mass communication. I was always fascinated with this idea of speaking a lot and people hearing me and knowing that what I have to speak. But I think that just became one of the qualities, and my love for literature and stories actually drew me to history. And why not literature or
So, Srishti, tell us about your journey in Aiesec, because after as working as a manager and then junior manager, after that you also applied for the TL position, and you participated in almost everything. Like you had a whole team and you managed that. So, how was it all?
Okay, so Aiesec has been the very integral part of my college life. It actually is the reason that whatever I have become over this time, in terms of leadership, in terms of ideas, in terms of taking charge of people, and also getting the opportunity to learn from them every day. And that's how that in the big words of manager, marketing, business management, and the development of exchanges, you find people you learn from, you find opportunities you get experience from, and you also find yourself at positions where you keep going every day despite not feeling like that you belong to the place. So that gives you this kind of challenging atmosphere where you find and seek the happy place moment.
Hmm.
So Isaac has played that role. And this one quote we share about Isaac, that no matter in which position you are or what kind of role you are playing, leadership does not come from position. It
Yeah,
comes from when do you take the authority of what you are working for.
true.
You don't always have to be have the fascinating name of executive board, or don't have to be the president for doing something. You can be a normal member and can help someone to impact their life just by sharing a personal part of yours and not even doing something in the organization itself. Like for you have been in the organization, but I think you did not stay in ISIC for long, but we are connected even now and sitting here today.
Yeah,
It does not come from ISIC, it comes from the connection. So ISIC
true.
is about the place of connections, opportunities, leadership, learning, and also getting that corporate vibe.
Exactly. I relate so much with the corporate vibe.
That's too much there. But overall, ISIC helped me to feel comfortable about the inclusivity part, because the way it just includes everyone and gives people the opportunity to do something. That is
Yeah,
great. In such an early stage where you get a place to be at a TL position, to be the team leader for maybe just 5 people. But you don't know how important role you play in the life of those 5 people, because they see their journey through you, because they find you the person they are contacting with, they're communicating with, and you become the reason for their goals getting fulfilled, their personal goals and their professional goals. You get to know their strengths and weaknesses. So this is an opportunity for you to figure out the best people can get through the opportunity, and you are at the position where you guide them. So
right.
that is a huge responsibility. I think get, uh, not many people understands, but it is if some people take it with absolute confidence, it becomes a lot more than just being a group of 5 or 6 people. So
Absolutely. I
that is
agree
what
to
it is
this.
about.
Aiesec Journey has also shaped me. I wouldn't lie about that because I've been there and I've seen the culture and I loved it. But at some point, you realize that, yeah, this is my time and I need to move forward to go to some other place. Maybe I found myself doing something that thing was more important to me. And I could have actually applied, but at that point in time I did what I felt right for me. I went for another application, and that was also a new experience for me, working for a global community. And you also you I was watching your stories all the time, and I was actually getting very inspired, and I was feeling very happy that at least Srishti has taken that leap of faith and she is doing all those things that we could do together. But that was actually an insane journey, and I think every single person should actually experience this once in their lifetime.
And adding to that, like you also get to experience the pressure of doing something, the
Yeah.
pressure of completing something that is very real, and it is very, uncommon thing to find in
Hmm.
any other place, because you're also students, you're also that youth energy, jiving and dancing, and also,
Yeah.
shouting out the roll calls, but you're also people who are trying to find and talk about ideas, trying to talk about the word, trying to network with people. And it sounds very much of fascinating names with big position roles. But despite that, there is a lot of rush. As you mentioned, I attended the national conference.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I attended like 2 national conferences, and in one of that, I was the organizing team member as well. So
Hmm.
working with people for 10 days, and people with 20 people from 20 different areas of India.
Wow.
That again was beautiful in its own way because there are 30 entities of Aiesec in India.
Hmm.
So we had
Right.
people from Aiesec Surat, Aiesec in Delhi University, Aiesec in, Hyderabad, Bengaluru. So all those people
Hmm.
coming together and working for those 10 days in absolute rush, trying to find out the best of the things. That was also very beautiful experience. I still have friends I talk to, and I still
Wow.
get to know a point, the best dishes or the best spots about Bengaluru and Hyderabad because I watch their stories, because I talk to them. I
Right.
know a very uncommon part of these places because of these people. So I think that's what overall Isaac has been about: the connections, experiences, opportunities, and stories.
Absolutely. And you had that all the merch and stuff, and that was so fascinating to watch.
Yes. And also, like the very first experience of my tough point of being at leadership came from Isaac when I was the, organizing committee president for the recruitment cycle, which is called as the flagship OC, because it's so
Oh.
tough to recruit people in August term because it's not the January time of the year where people are coming from the new,
Hmm.
semester. It's not the first year juniors, freshers getting into the college. It's about them already knowing that ISEC is in place, and then it's their maybe third semester or fourth semester where they have kind of understood what DU has to offer. They are in their specific societies in certain positions. But if they still choose to be a part of ISEC or not, August is
Yeah.
that time where the you know very minimum recruitments happen, very less recruitments happen. That would be right to say. So that was a very
Yeah.
challenging part. Also the DU timeline, which sucks. The exam also has to be
True.
at the same time, and then
You
not a
will
lot
have
of
to meet
people
the deadlines. Hmm.
exactly have to be there. And this got so difficult because I was not really a very good person in terms of the leadership it required, and that also I understood. It was not as easy as it looked. It's not easy to be with 20 people who are one of them working in marketing, one of them working for partnerships, and to have the same
Hmm.
tone or the same, style to talk to everyone. Everyone's approach towards work is different. But
Yeah.
you have to be kind, but you also have to be there to the point. You have to be to the point with work, what work is required, because they signed up for that opportunity. You can be kind to them, but you also have to be clearly communicative about the work which needs to get done.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you will find yourself getting overburdened and getting all the anxiety, and because you just thought to be kind at the wrong place.
Yeah. You
So
just
that is
burn out.
important as well. It's also
Hmm.
important to understand that you can be kind, but you can also be to the point. Because at the end of the day, you also need to give people an experience which they learn from,
Hmm.
not a cakewalk. So that is also again another part of it.
Exactly. I think when we talk about Isaac, you're the right person. You have like lots of memories, even more than me. So it would be wonderful to talk about Isaac. So just one more thing, that
Yeah.
everything comes with a lot of challenges. So in Isaac as well, I know when I was working, there were so many challenges because colleges were about to reopen, and we were going into the new phase of life, and it was everything was new for us because we just passed out from school and we started this Aiesec journey. We were also freshers when we applied, and I went for the campus ambassador program, and then I went for the Aiesec main program, and then I did not apply for TL. I could have. So what challenges did you face in this journey? And at the same time, you had to manage your college studies, and a lot of you were also doing YouTube. So how did you manage all this?
Okay, so YouTube got finished uh, before I entered ISEC.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, that was not a part of it. But yeah, because I used to also travel from Faridabad to North Campus for my
Oh my God.
college, at least for the initial 2 months of my college part. And then I was about to become a team leader as well. So
Hmm.
that part was a thing. I used to sit in the metro, I think around 7:30 with my Chromebook, and I used to work on it, make PPTs, or maybe getting CTAs and working for it till the
Hmm.
time I reach college. Then after I end up my college or even during the breaks, I used to go out for Yeah, I used to go out for these exchange opportunities, or I used to go out for meeting with people, meeting in colleges for the ambassador part, the campus ambassadors which were there.
Hmm.
We also need to, meet with them. Then I also, found myself one day standing in front of Stephens College. And Stephens is like that one college which is very much, which keeps itself away from the whole DU.
Yeah, we are not the
They have
part
their
of
own,
DU, yeah.
yeah, they have their own rules, they have their own things and all. So they don't allow people entry. So through my jugaad stuff, which I learned in Aiesec, the marketing
Hmm.
part of it. So I entered in colleges without taking permissions, without having the valid ID card to enter, and all these things I have done. And I also met with people, and I had contacts of IPCW's photostat person in my phone, because you get printout for the posters and you try to go in the colleges with having absolute no, validation, or absolute no introduction or identity, and you are just walking in
Hmm.
a class and asking the teacher if you can make an announcement, and nobody knows you in the college, or you don't
Yeah.
know the teacher or the students, you don't even know one of the students sitting in that class, and you're just coming in trying to giving the introduction about Aiesec, that this is Aiesec, this is the opportunity, we are doing this, are you interested to be a part of this? And all the students are looking at you like you are not the part of the college, we are hearing this for the first time, where are you coming from? And also the teacher does not know me, and the teacher can question me right after this, that who are you first of all, and I will say I am a student of Ramjas, but I am standing in a random college with having zero contacts. How do you do this? So that's very different. And also, when you are trying to be that hyperactive member, the person who
Right.
wants to do everything with perfection, then you end up overburdening yourself a lot with things. So
True.
that also just happens. And that saying no to opportunities, saying no to things, also is something I learned by saying yes to a lot of things.
True.
Yeah, so that is also another part of
Okay. It was wonderful to know
it.
about your journey during Aiesec Srishti, and Aiesec culture is something I really admire myself. So now moving on in Aiesec, and not just in Aiesec but outside in the college as well, and during your college days, and now you are also up for any volunteering opportunities, and this is something I think I value more than my internships that I have done. Volunteering is something that made me who I am and made me connect to myself at a deeper level. And I think, what are your thoughts on volunteering and giving back to the
Okay.
society?
This is a very, I think, right question I wanted, which I did not know about. So thank you for asking this question, because volunteering, I think, has been the closest to my heart. This is it's about the opportunities of volunteering, which helps you to know more about yourself, as you said, because then you are not attaching yourself to the place, you are not expecting anything, you are just showing up, and you're
Hmm.
open to all the experiences it has to give you.
Yeah.
So, and even a lot, uh, a major part of it happened when I was on the other side, and I was, you know, seeing the volunteers in my process of the Delhi University Literature Festival. Okay, so volunteering has been this one part where you do not attach yourself from the place, and you just are open to the opportunity it has to give you. So there have been times where I volunteered for an opportunity. It was with Sachkhand Foundation. It was a plant donation drive in Gurudwara Bangla Sahib. So it's something very new I heard of. I came to know about plants. I also got to know about how people look up to these kind of donation drives, how knowledgeable people are about sharing something like this place. And you meet a lot of different kind of people. There are people who are always open to network. They want to talk to you, they want to know where you are from, what learnings you have been a part of. And then you also find yourself being the stranger, you don't know anything, you see people
Hmm.
connecting and bonding, but you also find the second layer of it, that what this place is about, how these people are trying to create a difference, what social impact means to them. Because this is one opportunity with Vishlakshi Foundation, which I got for a very brief period of time. I have volunteered for Vishlakshi, and then I became the teacher for the students of the slum area. It was a very short duration. I think it was just for 20 days I have done that. And from those 25 days were about me teaching the students in the slum area. I used to finish my college early and I used to come back to Faridabad. There was this one of the station. I used to stop, used to take an auto, used to go to that slum area. Like I had to change two autos because there was not one single commute from the metro station to that place. Then I went there and I see a lot of students, a lot of children, a lot with their parents living in that area, and they know nothing about the world. They know nothing about who is the prime minister of the country. They don't care about it, or they do not have the ability to care about it. Because for them the world is very different. It starts and it ends at that place, that very place itself. Their parents does not, their parents don't know about their Aadhaar cards, how to get it made, how to get themselves even registered as them being part of the country. So that was the time that has been the closest opportunity I've ever got, and it was for the shortest time I have volunteered for something. But I think that is the only part now I care about. Or if I'll ever get a chance to work for it again, I will only count that as an impact, because that was the time I came to know how word is not the same for everyone, how creating an identity is not the same for everyone. Because for maybe today, for me, it means creating an identity by adding something to my CV, by adding something to the experience of my life. For them, identity literally meant to get an Aadhaar card, to know how to introduce them, that myself, which we read in
Yeah,
class fourth or class fifth. For them, taking their name with their birth of date, knowing when they were born, was difficult because their parents did not know when they were even born. Because who will give a attention about, who will pay heed to when they were born, when there is no situation where, see, so who will give a heed about when they were born when there is no conditions their survival is insured of. Like they're not even sure if they will be living the next day, or if they'll have proper stable ingredients of roti kapda makan which is required to live. So they
exactly.
do not care about what time they were born, or how does it matter to be a citizen of this country. So that was the part where I actually understood how you can help people in actually getting them an identity. This I
Exactly.
also mentioned in my LinkedIn that पहचान से पहचान होना भी अपने आप में एक पहचान है. अपनी पहचान से
Beautiful.
पहचान होना, knowing who you are as just not about your person, your inner self, about your name, about what people can call you, about the ability that you can also define who you are. That is what
True.
identity means. And that has been my biggest learning from the volunteering opportunities I have got. You get to connect with people who are, yeah, so you get to connect with people who are having very different ideas, or who are having very different thoughts. So when I used to walk in that slum area, there was this specific place where we used to teach. So all the parents used to look at me and you'd like, Namaste, madam. So I was a second year student and I was a very newbie person, but they used to say that because they were with looking at me with hopes in their eyes that something now will change, something their children will learn. And more
Right.
than the countings and the alphabets, it is about we telling them, or we helping them to learn how they can do something better even while being at this very place where they are. So that taught me a lot about the matter of identity, and how impact is not just all about the glamorous pictures or about getting merch. It is also about helping the people by comforting them maybe with that one conversation, or helping them by telling them a very small thing about how to register yourself for getting the Aadhaar card, how to make your students eligible to even go to the government schools.
True.
And that is what also Vishlakshi Foundation is doing. They are actually helping the slum kids to understand how, and helping them to show the roadmap to even to the government schools. Like these students cannot even attend government school places because they don't know about these places, and they don't know if they are eligible for that part, because it needs an Aadhaar card, it needs a ration card, it needs your identity that you are a citizen of India. So that helping students to and helping to bridge that gap has also been a very integral part. That is also about volunteering. So that is a very big thing which I think a lot of people are doing today, and it is a very important of the part which needs to get done.
My mother used to say this when I used to volunteer, that why are you doing this? Like there's so many people who have a lot of money, who have a lot of time, and they can do that. So I'm like, I am not giving them money, I'm not giving them anything, I'm giving them my time and my little, whatever little I know, my education. I'm giving them my knowledge. That's what I can, but that's the least I can do as a student. So after that day, she also understood my thing, that I actually want to volunteer. And I had this thing, and I was in school. I think I was in 8th standard when I created this plan. I told everyone that I used to see a lot of people and kids during whenever I visited a temple in our area. It was near Millennium City Center. So I planned everything, and we had some people in society, my friends, and I told them that let's make a group and together we'll go and help those people. But I don't know, nobody was interested. I could do nothing all alone because I was just a teenager and making these plans. And when you're a teenager, you're more dependent on your parents. But when I grew up, I realized that no matter what, when I'm in college, I'm going to volunteer as much as I can. If a single person is going to ask me for volunteership, I will go ahead no matter what. And for I'm telling you a story. For when I went for Girl Up, there was this metro station Saket, and from there it was a location. It was far away, like 5 to 6 kilometers from there. I thought maybe the auto wala will drop me at the exact location. He dropped me in the middle of a forest. Can you imagine that? He dropped me somewhere. I had no freaking idea where should I go. Like no single person was ready to take me back to the metro station or to the place I was visiting. I was there to volunteer, I was there to change someone's life, and my life was stuck. I was like, what should I do in this situation? So I walked all the way from there for like 3 to 4 kilometers again, and it was the highest, I think it was the longest that I walked in my entire life. I went all from there and to some slum area asking people. Someone was telling me behind that poster, and someone was telling me behind that banner. Someone was telling me Apollo ke aage aise karke. I was stuck. I was like, मेरा दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा था, and it was so sunny and it was so hot. And I went there, and when I finally reached there, everything just faded away. I am telling you very honestly, that was the best experience of my life. I went there and there was this girl. I asked, do you know Khushi NGO? So it was Khushi NGO. So I asked, do you know this place? That person was like, I will take you there. And that kid took my hand and took my fingers and dropped me at the exact location when I was walking. And I reached there. They had some tilak and tika. They put that tika on my forehead, and I was like, everything is fine now. I had some water and my phone was dead because I was walking with the directions. I was just hoping that my phone should work for like at least this time. Otherwise, I will get stuck. So it worked for the time, and after that, my team reached because everyone was coming from different locations in Delhi. So if they were
Hmm.
coming from different locations, everyone was not able to find it. Somehow they found it and they reached after me. I thought I'll be the late. I'll be the one who will be the last person to reach, but somehow I was the first person. I reached there, and then the experience was quite worth it. It was sanitary pad distribution and all that about hygiene and stuff. So it went very well. But I think volunteership, as you said, it's not easy because you will meet people who do not actually understand you, and you will meet people who do not understand the idea what you're actually doing. You will never
Hmm.
understand how to make them understand. You will talk about menstruation and all these things, and you will not find the exact words how to describe it to them.
Definitely. No, no, no. You actually just spoke the very right and the very genuine and the real things which we actually need to address collectively as youth. And you, with the part you said that how today's generation or the students who are coming after us do not see volunteering as a very fancy opportunity of their life.
Yeah.
because that they feel like if they cannot add something to their CV, if they don't get something so fascinating written on that, then it's not worth it. But they don't know the experience of going to that place, meeting with those people who don't know you, who are not expecting anything from you, but you're trying to help them without even them understanding what you can do for them.
Yeah.
That's just a different experience of its own. And second, as you mentioned about you being in eighth standard and seeing the word in a very different with a very different idea and picture, and trying to do something and contribute your part. So I was in I was in ninth standard. Yeah, so from ninth standard, what I started to no, I was in 11th standard. I was a 16-year-old person. So from 16-year-old, I started. I tried to make sure that I do not buy a dress on my birthday. I don't take a dress or anything, but I get the fruities, chocolates, and samosa. So I take like 200 or 300 or something. I prepare this whole box, and then I go to slum area and I distribute it all to these people. So I've been doing this since my 16, since the time I've turned 16. But these are very little of the things which people see. And I
Yeah,
think there are people who do try to do something like this on their birthdays. They try to donate, they try to do some charity. But we do not need any special day to make someone's life worth. We do
exactly.
not need these special days to make someone's life and providing them the basics they need for their life to live. That is also another part of it, which I gradually understood and I tried showing up more and not just on my birthday.
Yeah. I relate so much with you. I don't know why, but the thing is that that feeling in itself is the reward that you need and you get. And I
Absolutely.
think the feeling of satisfaction that you actually have done something, maybe it was just a small thing, it was very small gesture. And for as a youth, I don't think it has to be monetary. If someone
Yeah,
if you cannot do anything, just go and teach them something that you already know and they don't know about. There are things like
exactly.
grammar, and there are a lot of poems that you can read to them, and you can go and give them some books if you have extra books. So I think that's all you can do from your level. And it's not mandatory to do a lot of things. You can always start from something very small and you can make an impact. It's just all about
Exactly.
that impact. So hats
Definitely.
off to you, like kudos to you for actually doing that every year. Shrishti, one question for you. What are the some names of the authors or books that had in like that had some significant impact on your life? Some like two, three will work for us
Okay,
that
so
you've read.
I've not read much fiction, but
Anything
I
non-fiction will work.
yeah. Yeah. So I recently, not very recently, but in November only, I completed a book of One Life Is Not Enough. It was gifted
Hmm.
by a friend to me, so it was a very special book. So One Life Is Not Enough is about the person. It's about K. Natwar Singh Ji. He's the person who has been the IFS, who has been
Hmm.
in the IFS in the Indian Foreign Service, and he got it. He's the alumni of Delhi University, Stephens College. Then, when I was
Hmm.
in my 12th standard, I started reading Bhagavad Gita. And so
Hmm.
I was of the idea that a lot of all the problems of this world has answers in Bhagavad Gita. And if you read this book, you
Absolutely.
will get all the answers and everything. So that I think played a lot of great role in my life. And when we say that something significant can help you to change your life, it was Bhagavad Gita ji for me. And after that, I never felt the importance, or I've never felt the need of reading some self-help books. Because even when I used to find some quotes or some excerpts of the self-help books, I used to find it that, oh, I have already read it in Bhagavad Gita. I've already
Hmm.
read about this. I've already read about this situation or this condition, or about what to do in this time, what to do in that time. So I think that shaped me for life. And that one decision of reading just changed it all for me. So it actually made me very kind of a settled human, which I am today. That when I say that at the end of the day, it's only you who can do something for yourself. It came
Right.
from that the world will disappoint you. It will disappoint you more than you can expect it to be. But how you can create the different a difference and how you can find your happiness even during those times is what it does. Bhagavad Gita has taught me to be there for yourself. It's all
Right.
what matters and it's all what you should do.
So thank you so much, Shrishti, for coming today, and thank you for making my day with your beautiful, beautiful thoughts and whatever you said. Everything means a lot to me. And keep spreading your positivity everywhere, and keep writing, because I look up to whatever you write, and I know there will be a time so many people will be waiting for your post, and people will be like, what Srishti is up to today. So just keep writing and don't stop for anyone. I write no matter what. If I have put
Mhm.
effort into a post, I don't delete it no matter what. I have written it, I'm not going to delete it. So keep writing no matter what.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being the reason that I write today. And I think this sums it up all that. Thank you so much for becoming this person that has been the reason that now I have improved a lot in terms of my communication or in terms of the perspective towards life. And that's how I think you make the world a better place by helping each other in knowingly, unknowingly, and by just being there for the people.
Absolutely. That's what people remember you for, not for like what you've done, but for what you've done to them, how
Exactly.
you inspired them. So yeah, we are like towards the end now. We are in the end, and we will just click one picture as our
Sure.
ritual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we do this? What we used to do in Aiesec, like this. This is
Okay.
a Korean heart, right? What is
Yeah,
it?
it's a Korean heart. I don't know. We do this in Isaac?
I don't remember. Oh, actually, it was
Mm.
Nisha's team. They were doing it, so I remember it from
Oh,
there.
oh, all right. Oh, we can do this.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe do my one of my posts. We will do that also. Let's do this.
Okay. Yeah, we can do both. Hey, my heart. Just a second. Yeah. Now I think it's good. My heart. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see this.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep it more on your hair part, no? Because piche, I think the parda is coming. Yeah, it's now clear. Because the yeah,
Now what was that you were telling?
yeah, it's my favorite pose. My signature pose. We can do this. No, with one hand. It's fine.
Okay. Cool.
We can do it with just one hand.
Cool.
Perfect. All right. Please share it with me. I'll
Thank
be
you.
sharing this
Yeah,
today.
sure.
And
Thank
yeah,
you. Bye bye, and take care of yourself, and keep writing, keep reading. Lots of love to you, and thank you so much once again for joining in.
thank you so much for thinking that I can do something today on your podcast. And it is the highlight of my February that I made it to Manu's podcast.
Oh,
So the
you
thing
will
we were
inspire
trying
so
to
many people.
find
You don't
since
even
June,
realize
July,
it.
right? Like since June, July, you were telling me about something, and I have been excited about it all this while. That I'll do a podcast with Manu someday. And I think I don't know why. I already was feeling very important person in the earth that Manu will do a podcast with me. So I'm someone very important. So I was
I think
feeling
I
very
am the
good.
person who's feeling very grateful for that, and I think every single person who's going to watch it, they are going to learn a lot from it. So you are that special person for someone's life or for someone's inspiration today. So be always that this person that you are. Be the same. Don't
I was like in COVID, like I started my YouTube channel in COVID, right? So my sister
hmm,
acted as a tripod for me for like 10, 20 days because
hmm,
market was closed and we could not get a tripod.
hmm.
I recorded like 45 minutes ka ek lecture and just think the amount of take, the number of takes I would have taken for that. And she was standing like this with the phone to not make any movement with her hand ताकि लगे ना कुछ भी हिले ना मेरे बोलते हुए.
Oh my
Like
God.
bhai, the level of support and the level of dedication my family has shown for everything I have done has been crazy. like
That's
literally.
I relate with it. Even though they sometimes cause like nuances, but at the end of the day, they are the people standing
It's
so
them.
tall for us every time.
It is all because
So
of them. I
why
know.
did you not continue it? Actually, I loved the videos. You should have like taken some time out and created some videos.
Like there just became this thing that maybe if not these videos which I was trying to make, then nothing. But then I also thought that I don't want to waste this thing because I somehow understood and figured out after all this while I made the videos that I can actually teach someone for sure. So I thought,
Hmm.
okay, let's do it online because in offline it was taking very much effort. You write on the blackboard and the whiteboard. You figure out the right pictures. Then you try to speak the right language for the people. You
Right.
have to make sure that the people understand it. And there was also this problem with me that I used to speak with very fluency. Like I used to
Hmm.
speak बहुत speed में. Like किसी को
Hmm.
समझ में नहीं आता था. So I had to use this बहुत सारे pause लेके ऐसे कि इस चीज को ऐसे बोला ये प्रयोग करना है. ऐसे
हाँ.
अपने आप को मैंने समझाया 2-4 बार कि ऐसे बोलते हैं इसको ऐसे बोलते हैं इसको ऐसे नहीं बोलते हैं कि let's do that ऐसे नहीं करते हैं. वो पूरा फ्लुएंट लाने में बहुत टाइम लग गया बट ऑनलाइन में ना इट वाज नॉट गेटिंग डन फिर आई डिसाइडेड कि आई टीच स्टूडेंट्स इन जनरल सो आई रिलीज्ड वन ऑफ माय पोस्टर एंड आई वाज टीचिंग 20 स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर इंडिया इन बैचेस. So I
Wow.
did that. I did that फिर उसमें मैं 6-7 बैचेस लेती थी because not all the students used to come in one single time. And there is this mad idea in my head of perfection which was on my nerves that time. तो उसकी वजह से I used to make sure कि every student of mine is getting everything I have for making things easier for them. So
Oh
उससे
my
it just
God,
got
that's
so much.
insane.
And I tell you one of the incidents which happened, like I think it's 17th February 2022 when our college got reopened, and around 8th of March I
Hmm.
was sitting in one of the first events of the colleges, and a junior came to me and he said that I have seen you somewhere, and I said you have not seen me anywhere because abhi 10 दिन ही college खुले हुए हैं, right? So I was like, where you
Right.
would have seen? Then he was like, then he just kept, I think, looking at me for the whole while we were in the auditorium for the event, and after then he came
Hmm.
to me and he said that okay, I have, I was attending your lectures of history and
Oh
I
my
was
God.
only able to understand the whole chapter because of you. And I also hate you because you did not continue the lecture. And that half portion of the other part of the lecture just got, skipped from my end. I also did not complete it because you did not complete it for my boards. And I was like, are you mad? And then he was
My
like, why did not
God.
you teach? And he said, I tried so hard, but I could not find anyone else than you who could teach that better. And he's from Jammu. And I did not know him.
Hmm. Oh my God, that's like a big fan moment for him. Because I think
Yeah.
for the teaching part, I think
Yeah.
you can have a very good grip at something, but at the end of
Mm.
the day, it's more about who can actually teach that to someone. We all like,
Yeah.
I can speak, I can do this thing, I can do a lot of, even though I can do a lot of accounting and stuff, but I cannot teach it to some other person. It takes
Mm.
a whole different level of skill. So if you
Exactly.
had that skill, I think every single student has a different capability and a different mindset, and we do not like every single teacher, but there are people we connect with. So I think that
Mm.
person, that student actually connected with you at some level.
Everything
Yeah,
happens in that 4 5 hours itself. So when a
exactly.
lot of things are happening now, so you call it life is happening today. Everything is happening today
Exactly.
itself. पूरी जिंदगी को आज ही होना है. That's how you sum it up.
And there are weeks when you don't work at all. I have
Yeah.
actually written a quote about it. Like it's like there are weeks when nothing happens, but there are decades when nothing happens, but then there are weeks that where everything happens. So I wrote about it. I think when I was so overwhelmed, I
And
just
that
went
create
it out on the
period.
paper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that create the period what we call. The period happened, the period began. So during this.
exactly. So
That's okay, fine. I did it. That is what helps.
exactly. I'm so glad that I have a person. I actually feel like talking, I'm talking to myself only. Sometimes I see that reflection in you. Like, I actually feel the same way because whenever I have seen that, whenever I postpone things, at the end of the day, I have to cancel it. So I don't want to postpone anything that I plan. Even though I'll get late, but I will complete it no matter what. So this is the thing that keeps me going sometimes.
So much, connected. And I think this is the reason that I resonated with a lot of that random quotes you share, the things you write, and इसमें लिखा रहता है Manu M, and I like, you just don't know the kind of these things, just ignite a spark in me. They just so helps, those quotes of yours at times I see in the stories and all, because you never know who's maybe wanting or waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, exactly. I share a lot because I think first it helps me to cope up with life, writing something, and the
Yeah,
second is at the same time I make someone feel better even though I don't know about it. The person might have
yeah,
felt a lot better just because I posted that one quote or one thing that was relatable to me. At the same time someone else was relatable, it was someone else. So whatever it is, I think it if helps someone, even a single person, so every person should actually go and share something. I share a lot on my LinkedIn as well, so people resonate with it, but they don't actually go into my comments and tell me, but somehow it inside them they feel that yeah, it
yeah.
actually improved my mood, or maybe it helped me, gave me some encouragement, so it's good.
This is what we call impact.
Yeah. The word, the impact, I remember
Yeah.
your post about it. That's what I want to do, to create impact in life. Yeah.
It sounds so fascinating, or it sounds that, maybe someone has impacted me or I've been impacted by it, but it's so powerful. It's not easy
True.
to do or to create any impact.
True.
And and one thing about it is that it is not like thousand of the people says thousand things. Why is it that
Hmm.
that one thing by that one person hit you? Because this is something very close to you, but you could not say it to yourself, but that person did it for you unknowingly.
Exactly. Hmm.
And this is why it matters that what kind of a conversations you share, what do you speak, and who do you speak it with. That's
True.
what create differences in your life.